As Odom fights to recover in a Nevada hospital, the question now becomes, how can he be helped and who can help him the most? 14-year NBA veteran and former coach John Lucas joins me now. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Poppy. How are you? What a blessing to hear about Lamar. I was actually in Las Vegas the day he was over there, and I went to go see him, but it was so much of a lot of people there, I just didn't go in. But I've been reaching out and reaching for Lamar for years, and hopefully now we can finally make a connection.
Yeah, I certainly hope you can. Let's tell people a little bit about your history here, because it certainly plays into this. You lost your place on 2 NBA teams because of your own drug problem. You are a recovering addict. For many years, you've been in recovery. You started your own drug treatment center, wellness center. You wrote a book, Winning a Day at a Time. When he is recovering, you know, what is the most important thing that people can do around him?
Well, you know, the first thing is that I hope that he gets the gift of desperation. You know, I had to get desperate. I had to lose all. I was the #1 pick in the draft. I had everything. And I just had to get the gift of desperation. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then the next thing is, you know, tough love is love. And the people around you have to give you tough love and to show compassion. But drinking or drugging or whatever the issues are isn't his problem. The problem that we have with people that have what I have is that I can't live life on life's terms. So much of life is unacceptable to me. And a lot of it through sports is about perfection. You know, a lot of us can't handle retirement. A lot of us can't handle, which has been around a lot of Lamar's, a lot of death.
Yeah.
How do I handle fears? How do I handle the things that you deal with on a daily basis?
Absolutely, and he lost so much. He lost his mother when he was 12. He has a very difficult relationship with his father. He lost his 6-month-old child to sudden infant death syndrome. I want you to listen to what a former coach and mentor of his told Anderson Cooper this week.
He talked publicly about, you know, kind of death was always around him. He'd lost a lot of friends. Obviously, his dad had struggled with addiction. Do you think that's something that he felt? I mean, that he felt this shadow of what had happened to his dad?
He talked about it all the time. He was always around those type of things, and he always worried about that and was afraid that could become him. And I would always tell him, Lamar, it doesn't have to be you. You know, use that to go the other way.
Do you think if he does pull out of this, if he recovers, that he will make changes?
I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. Lamar adapts to the people around him. If he's around the right people, he'll change. If he's not, you know, the shame of it is that you would think that some of these people would realize the type of young man that he is and help him instead of trying to pull him down.
Help him instead of trying to pull him down. Who does he need to surround himself with now?
Well, probably the first thing is that the people around him don't know. First thing that you said was, it sounds like there's a history of drug use in his family. So we found out through addiction and drugs and alcohol that sometimes this is hereditary, that he may not have had a choice once he smoked his first joint or drug that activated the disease. The second thing that he has to do is accept that it's his problem. It doesn't have to be, you do have to change people, places, and things, but nobody held a gun to his head to make him do it. It's his problem. It's not everybody else's around. And one of the things I had to learn to do was take ownership that I caused this on me. And because I've had all of the other things in life happen, it's just the cards I were played I have to deal with. You know, when you start doing drugs and alcohol, you end up in 3 places. You go to jail, you go to institutions, and then you die. Those are the only 3, unless you address it. And your only mental defense against the first drink is your honest relationship, is your spiritual condition. He's got to find something greater than himself. Yeah. And the best way to describe an addiction, Poppy, for you, before you let me go, is if you can't change your behavior to meet your goals, but you change your goals to meet your behavior, then you got a serious problem. And what he needs is somebody to give him some gut level honesty, who has been there, who can say, I know what you feel, instead of trying to think what you feel, who knows the pain that he's in and the fears of life because life's my problem. How do I live life on life's terms?
John Lucas, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for what you're doing for so many. We'll be